Once upon a time, there was a factory that sat upon a hill. It was a small factory. It did not make many things. In fact, it only made one thing: ladders. And not tall ladders or medium-sized ladders, just step ladders. The man who started the factory, Chad Lattice, was not a tall man and was tired of always standing on a box or a chair to reach things up high. He was not a machinist or an engineer. He was a climate scientist, but he was so passionate about making a good quality ladder that he built a small factory with his life savings. The factory ran night and day with 3 shifts of workers who punched out the metal, workers who molded the steps, and workers who assembled the finished step ladders and loaded them onto trucks. The factory ran on coal from the nearby mountains. Workers tirelessly shoveled coal into the boilers all day long. All was well in the factory. The raw materials were plentiful, the stepladders sold, and the workers were happy. Then one day, the founder died, and his son Bob Lattice, a tall man, took over the family business. He came into the supervisor's meeting and proclaimed, "Stepladders are the way of the past. We need to make a new product. Something modern. Something like a robot. Yes, a robot." The engineers who were growing tired of testing the capacity of stepladders were excited to put their skills to use on a new product. And in 48 hours, they had a design that the new boss approved. They designed a robot that was small, much smaller than that of a full-grown human. They explained that it needed to be the size of a child, or smaller, so that people would not be scared of it. The new boss was thrilled with the idea. "That's what I thought," Bob Lattice replied. So, the workers put away all the unsold ladders in storage, and the factory was retooled. Machines that once stamped out legs for ladders now made little robot arms and legs, and machines that once made step treads now made metal bodies and heads. The robots started to roll off the assembly line and into boxes, which the company sent to the Amazon Fulfillment Center, where people could have them in just 2 days with free shipping. Then, one day, the boiler room workers asked the new boss if they could use one of the robots to help shovel coal into the boiler. The boss warily granted their wish. Even though the engineers designed the robots to be small, they were as strong as a full-sized adult, and it just so happened that the opening to the boiler was close to the floor anyway. At first, it sounded like the perfect idea. But over time, the robot continued to shovel coal, while all the men in the boiler room just sat around and watched. With their newfound free time, the men took online courses in subjects like how to become a diesel mechanic, medical dental assistant, and tax preparation. One by one, the boiler room workers left, but the robot just kept on shoveling coal into the blazing boiler. The workers on the factory floor got wind of the boiler room replacement, but were certain there was no reason to fear being replaced by the very robots that they were making, because the machines on the floor were built for human-size operators. Yes, they did see little robots pushing brooms around, sweeping up, taping out the trash, and now robots were even pushing carts filled with other finished robots to the loading dock to be shipped to the Amazon Fulfillment Center. But surely they could not replace the skilled labor on the factory floor, right? The workers found assurance in knowing that short little robots could still not reach the buttons to run the machines on the floor. Months passed, and one day Bob Lattice was rummaging around through the factory, looking for an ice cream scoop, when he opened up a locked storage room where he found hundreds of dusty little stepladders.